it's Dawn from Ninja Money Crochet. Today it is time for KnitCrate. So this is KnitCrate for March 2020. KnitCrate is a monthly yarn subscription. They have a member crate, which is what I get, and they also have a sock crate, which you get sock yarn, and they have quarterly crates where you get more high-end yarns like the Labribus yarns, and they have a Miss Crosby Travels, which is different yarns from all around the world. But what I'm going to talk about is my monthly KnitCrate membership, which is $24.99. That includes shipping. You get 2 skeins of premium dyed yarn. And I also do the previous month's project. I show you what I made. I didn't complete the full project. I had some challenges, not with the project itself, but personal challenges. My dad spent a lot of time in the hospital over the past 5-6 weeks. Nothing to do with that COVID-19 coronavirus going around. My dad had a really bad urinary tract infection that went to his kidneys, and he spent 6 weeks in the hospital trying to get that cleared up, and bounced back and forth between the hospital and rehab. And he's finally home now and doing really well, but he still needs some assistance at home. The visiting nurses come out to see him, but I need to go out to get like groceries and stuff like that for him and get him to the doctor's appointments. So, but he's doing better. But so we had a lot of back and forth from the hospital and stuff and helping my dad. So I got a late start on trying to get my project started. But what I did, I am almost done with it. So this is the scarf from last month. This is Glenda Winkleman, Creative Grandma. This is her pattern. And I think it was coming out really, really nice. Let's see if I can get a good shot in the camera here. It's very, very pretty. So, it's, like I said, it's really a gorgeous pattern. I'm like really loving it. So I think it's going to be a really nice pattern. Now, she has it down as a unisex pattern, so I showed it to my husband, and he liked the pattern too. Now, he said he would wear a scarf like this, of course, if it was in a little more masculine color, because I picked the colors that have pinks and purple, pinks and a little bit of purple and orange in it, which he said was not quite his cup of tea for the color, but he said if it was like blue or gray or something, he'd like it. He said he also would prefer it to be in a little bit of a heavier yarn, so maybe a DK weight or a worsted weight. But he did like the pattern though too. He said he would wear that type of a pattern. It was pretty, I thought it was fairly simple to make. I wouldn't call it like a beginner pattern. Definitely not a beginner pattern. Let me see what it was listed. That's a picture of it, just to remind me what it looked like. Let's see. They have it down as beginner, but I wouldn't say it was beginner. I would say it was, I would list it as an easy pattern, which would be bounced between, which you would have to be a advanced beginner to intermediate crocheter to be able to work the pattern. I mean, if you were a beginner, you would probably have a little bit of trouble working the pattern, because it has like front post single crochets. So unless you really knew what those types of stitches were, I mean, they do have the written instructions on how to do that, but it might be a little difficult if you were a beginner. So let's move on to this month's crate. I did already cut the tape. I got the all natural colorway, so let's open it up and I'll show you what the yarn looks like. So there is the yarn. So I did get the dark color. See if I can get the light there, the shine on it. It is super, super pretty. I'll take one of the skeins out so you can get a good look at the color. This is, the colorway is called Chestnut, and it's, hopefully I'm pronouncing this right. It's Labribus. Let me see, I'll put that right in the camera so you can see. And it's called Labribus Light Alpaca. It is 100% baby alpaca. It is fingering weight, 400 yards. The suggested needle size is a US 0 to 3 or 2 to 3.25 millimeter. It is care is hand wash, lay flat to dry. And all Labribus yarns are made exclusively for KnitCrate. This is super, super soft, very soft yarn. And you can see the little hairs on it. I don't know if you can see them in the camera from the alpaca, but it is not itchy at all. This is super, super soft. It is definitely a fingering weight yarn. It's thin. It's a thin yarn. Let me see if I can get a little strand up here so you can see how thin that yarn is. So it would be definitely a lightweight project that you would want to make with this yarn. A little fuzzy in there. But it is so pretty, and this is such a beautiful brown. That's why I picked the all-natural colorway, because I saw this brown and I was like, oh, that is gorgeous. So let's see what the extras are. You get two skeins of this, so you're going to get 800 yards. You'd get there's 800 yards here. And the extras, ooh, stitch markers. Those are always good. You can always use extra stitch markers. At least I can. I'm always losing them. Oh, and here's the needle toppers for those who knit. Now, I don't knit, but I'm sure I can find something to do with them, or I'll find someone who knits and I'll give them to those. Give it to somebody who knits as a gift. My mom was a knitter. Unfortunately, she passed away before she could teach me how to knit. And here is the booklet for this month. I'm trying to get, let me see if I can get some light over here a little bit so you can see it. Sorry, it's a little dark here today. It's kind of gloomy and rainy out, so, but. And this month's designer is Hannah Thiessen. Let's see about Hannah. She used to do the KnitCrate. She was one of the people that worked at KnitCrate. She did like all the videos and introduced all the designers and did the Ravelry too. It looks like she's going to have a book coming out, Seasonal Slow Knitting, and her pattern, which is this cowl and hat. It's knitting, but it's going to be the bonus pattern for the month. Sometimes they have a crochet bonus pattern, sometimes they have a knit bonus pattern. And here's all the colors for the membership yarn. So you have the Dogwood Berry, Chestnut, and Ancient Pines. They're all super pretty yarns. And then these are the sock yarns, which were so pretty too. I was so hard to decide what one I wanted. The sock yarn, you have the Stone Outcrop, which is the charcoal color, and Blood Moon was the Energize Me, that was the red, and then Hidden Pool, which was the blue color. Really super pretty on those sock yarns too. And here is a peek at all the patterns that you get this month. And it looks like the crochet pattern is the Shell Capelet. So let's go right to that one. There is the Shell Capelet. Now, this one is saying that the sample is shown in the large size. So, that's got a neck circumference of 32 inches. Overall, the overall circumference, though, would be like around the shoulders, I guess, I don't know. I guess it depends on where you're wearing it, because like the model is showing wearing it around here, and that is only 32 inches. That's certainly not going to fit somebody my size. 32 inches around here is not going to fit somebody my size. I'm going to have to really think about whether or not I'm going to do this capelet, because if the overall length is only 13 inches, if it was fitting up here and only going down 13 inches, that's not even going to make it to my elbows. It's going to like stop like at my breast if it's up here. I'm going to have to really like do some measuring and decide whether or not it would be worth it for me to make the capelet or not. I may have to look at making another pattern, look at maybe a shawl pattern or something, because I really don't know anyone who is that tiny that I could make it to give it to. And then, so I mean, not that I don't mind making a project and giving it away, that I don't mind, but if I don't have anybody to give it to, it's kind of disappointing to spend hours making a project to just have nobody to give it to. So I'll have to think about it, but I will make a project with the yarn to have something to show you for next month. But it is super pretty though. The pattern is really pretty. I mean, I may be able to just look at the pattern and see if I can enlarge it and maybe buy some extra yarn and see if I can actually make it in my size. I'll have to see. But I do love the yarn and I think it's wonderful. So there's another peek at the yarn. So I will keep you, well, you'll see next month when I get April's kit, April's crate. And here's a sneak peek at April's colors. In fact, they already had their sneak peek up and the colors are fabulous for next month. So thanks for watching and happy crocheting. Bye-bye.